Hi all, welcome to your Watch Me First for week 2. This Watch Me First is going to be posted right on the very top, which explains about what all is in your week 2, the assignments and how to go about it. So we are actually going to start off talking about our research, our wondering. So in this folder for week 2, as you can see, I have a link that talks about what's educational research, which we'll be doing, the quantitative and qualitative research. There is also another one that is called mixed research, which combines both quantitative and qualitative. Developing your research question. This is a PDF that gives you examples and gives you a 2-page clear idea about those. Crafting a research question. Now, I do have videos, short videos that are on quantitative research question and lots of examples. 3 types of quantitative research question and their stems. And then the other thing that I have is the qualitative research question and how to write those. So these are all the documents that are uploaded for your reference in week 2. Week 2 is geared towards you thinking about what you want to research. As you have already read the syllabus and know that the main goal of Intro to Research class is to create a literature review that justifies the rationale, rationalizes why you are researching something. Some of you may go to applied research and actually conduct this in the field, collect data and analyze it. So your research question needs to be measurable, needs to be doable, and needs to be practical. It cannot be, we can research whatever we want, but our wondering needs to be more practical and doable. Most students actually do the research in their work setting, which gives a lot of benefits because you are able to conduct in your work settings. So that is also something to think about as you are going. So let's look at the assignment. When you look at the assignment, you're going to see you have what is called a discussion board. Since this is an online class, if we were in person, I would have you guys bring in your wonderings and we would talk about each one of them. Who would be your participants? How would you thinking about collecting data for it? What is available? What is not available? But that is not the case since this is an online one. To facilitate that discussion, I have created what is called a discussion board. In the discussion board, this is a formative discussion board, an ongoing discussion board for us to interact. You are required to make one post, your initial post, by the end of this week. You're going to have 2 more weeks to revise, refine, get feedback from me and do all of those things. But the first post, the first thread has to be made by the end of this week, where you talk about your research topic and a research problem. These do not have to be page-long things. They can be small sentences, 2-3 sentences. You do not have to write a page-long things, okay? What's a purpose sentence, purpose statement for it as to why you're doing this, why you think it is justified, and your research question. This is the main one. What is a question you would ask to answer your problem, answer the purpose of it? And then the type of studies you're thinking, quantitative versus qualitative. I will tell you in my experience, a quantitative research is easier and much doable to conduct in a semester when you actually do it. And even when you're trying to think, you never know. You may decide to do applied research if it's an option. You may not decide to do applied research. If it is not an option, you will be doing it. So this is something for you to think about. We are also going to meet via Zoom and we will talk about these things in a small group discussion also. You have to make a post by this. I'm going to provide you feedback on it. You are welcome to revise and reply to the feedback as many times as you want. You do not have to reply to it by this week. The replies will all be the next 2 weeks. So let's just look at the rubric for it. So this is the rubric which is for your 20 points. This first is this week. You're making your initial post with all of these 4 things. That is what is being graded this week. You can make it next week, but you're going to lose these 5 points. This has to be done this week. Your participation, growth, content, all of these things are going to be graded in the following 2 weeks. You have to at least have 2 responses. That means you should have at least 2 revisions, which I have. Most students have more than 2, but at least 2 revisions, have shown growth, have narrowed your topic, and then your discussion is relevant, appropriate, helpful, and timely. Now, sometimes students get confused between timely. Like if I have given you feedback today, do you have to reply back today? No. You can take 1 or 2 days to think about it more if you want. But if you don't reply back for 2 weeks and you end up doing it at the end of 2 weeks, then we've not really had any time to talk through those things. There may be questions I ask, you may be asking me questions on it as you start narrowing down your research question. So these are some things to think about. A wondering could be any sort of a wondering, which is why I have put these links there to help you formulate your research question. So, what do we have this week? We have a research question discussion board, the research topic discussion board that you're going to be doing, the topic, the problem, purpose statement, question, and type of study. Those are the 4 things you're going to be putting in. Here is your rubric, and here is your links or support materials that you need for these things. My video is going to be posted here, which will say watch me first for week 2. You have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask and post them in the course question discussion board. We are going to work together to get you guys have a practical, doable research question. Literature review is a very different type of a writing. It is dry and academic, and so we are going to work through it together throughout the semester. We'll be talking and collaborating. So please don't worry, reach out if you have any questions. I'm here for you, and best of luck. I look forward to seeing what you guys wonder about.